Hey everybody, welcome to another. You know what? I'm not even going to say. This is going to be a blast. We're welcoming back a dear friend of mine. Dare I say, uh, Mr. Chris O'Brocki. He's an actor. He's a merman. He's a once in a lifetime recipient award. You know, how you doing, my friend?
I'm great. I'm just, getting ready for Christmas, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Put my festive area behind me. So
oh
I
yeah.
discovered last year that I'm a white Christmas tree person. Like I've grown up with, like your standard green trees, but I don't know. And you know what? I think when I made this discovery, I rewatched Edward Scissorhands and um Diane Weist has a white Christmas tree in her living room, and I was like, God, that looks so good. So then I went out and I bought a white tree. But I'll tell you what, these things are tough to decorate because there's only so much you can put on it, like
Oh
color
yeah.
wise. You can either do like a lot of people do blue, a lot of people do gold or silver, or you can do like the classic red and green, like what I have back there. But I've noticed if you do different colors, it's just going to look like a big like cotton candy tree, and that's not what I was going for.
Oh yeah. Uh, we have a black Christmas tree for me and a green one for my wife. So,
Oh, perfect, perfect.
uh, so before we get into all the festivities, play into the Christmas holiday spirit there. Uh, did you see the remake of that?
I just saw it today.
All right, so I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think this is probably the best one out the whole franchise.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm not going to fully agree on that. I had a great time with it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I know my buddy Anthony Mossy produced it, so of course, I want to go support him and everything. Um, but yeah, I had a good time with it. I have, Rohan Campbell did a great job. I can push aside Halloween Ends, which I'm sure a lot of people in the world do that, and that's okay. But if you're a fan of it, whatever floats your boat. I mean, my favorite Halloween sequel is one of the most controversial ones in the franchise. So
oh yeah. Uh, it was a good movie. I'll say that. I'll just say it was a good movie.
visually, the cinematography was fantastic in this movie. Just like
Oh
such
yeah.
vivid colors and everything. My only thing that I feel was like maybe a little bit of its downfall is like there was just so much going on. So, but
That's
why
fair.
we don't want to give away spoilers. We don't give away spoilers.
Oh yeah. That is fair. So the last time you were on was pretty much at the beginning of the year. So
Yeah.
going way back then, like I was saying before, people have reached out and was like, hey, that interview with Chris O'Brocki, that was an awesome video, and like the way you guys just kind of went through everything, and I mean, we went through everything.
We did. We did. We're gonna have to do it again next year because next year is my big 20-year anniversary. It's crazy
Oh
to
yeah,
think that.
20 years in the industry. I mean, that one speaks volumes on your dedication, but it also speaks volumes on the people you surround yourself around because
Yeah.
it's just awesome. And we will be touching up on one or two projects that you're going to be working with. Uh, but I do want to play a little bit of trivia. Uh oh. Okay, so for those who don't know, you graduated in 2002.
Yeah, we're just gonna show my age. It's fine.
Well, I didn't say from high school or college, so uh, but in doing so, your life began way before then for entertainment because you were in a drama club when you were,
Mhm.
in school. Oh, I did my research this time.
Oh, yeah, you're really diving deep.
uh, so I'm going to venture to say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that your love for arts, not just film, just arts in general, was a passion you had for your entire life.
Yes. I've always considered myself an artist, and I was always drawing and painting and everything. Like I was one of those kids that had their school projects displayed in shopping malls and libraries and everything. Like I had a good long run of that. So, and every time I'm in a shopping mall and I see that they have an art display up from, like kids and everything, I always make sure I take the time to admire it and look at it because that was me at one time. So,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
just it's just so cool to just see kind of what creative juices flow in these young minds and everything, and that's always stuck with me, and it's it's funny when I look back at stuff I did when I was a kid, or like if I look at like old family movies and everything, it's like you can see the entertainer in there. So it's just it's fun. It's a very humorous foreshadowing, so to say.
Oh yeah. Uh, and I found out that you are a distant relative to Joanne Woodward.
I am, yes, yes, I am. It's oh gosh, she yeah. It's on my grandmom's side, and my I have relatives up in Connecticut, and it was through them that she was married into the family. So yeah, yeah, she's technically a distant relative.
Oh yeah. Uh, my favorite piece of the history that I dug up. Uh, you auditioned for something that I can see you landing any role. Uh, I'm just gonna name the character, and I think you're pretty much gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Link Larkin.
Oh, Hairspray.
Yes.
Yes, I did audition for Link Larkin. Now, the way that when they were coming out with the Hairspray musical, I mean, I will be honest, like I really don't care about the musical. Like John Waters all the way, all the way. That is Hairspray. Him, Ricky Lake, Divine, that's all you need.
Oh yeah.
But when they were coming out with the musical, they did like I remember it was a three-city nationwide audition. Like they did New York, they did LA, and they did Baltimore. So I remember going to that audition, and I remember it was at the Baltimore Convention Center, and there was thousands of people in there, and basically you excuse me, you signed in, they gave you a number, like a call number, and then you had to get in a line with all these other people wanting to audition. But the thing is that you had to already have a prepared song to sing. So I was a few years removed from drama club. So, and my last musical was Godspell. So, and I played Jeffrey. So I still knew all the words and everything to that, to "We Beseech Thee" and everything. So I went in there and I just let it sail. In the words of Loretta, like Sissy Spacek is Loretta Lynn. I just open my mouth and out it comes. So
Oh, yeah. Uh, so we'll move on from the history because you got some exciting things happening for you. You
I
know.
do. I have some exciting and busy things happening
Oh yeah.
moving into 2026. So
Oh yeah. I do want to say though, before we kind of get into your newer stuff, that you have a very healthy IMDb. Like you've worked with a who's who. You've been in. We've covered all that. I don't mind going through it again because I found new stuff, but still.
well, thank you, thank you. It's taken a while to kind of build that up. So
Oh yeah. Uh, but we will touch on a couple because they got some connections to what's coming up. But first, let's talk about your experience on Crackcoon.
oh, good old Crackcoon. That movie. Well, and I think I said this the last time I was on here, that I originally wasn't planning on auditioning for Crackcoon, and I just I don't know. I just got done doing Shriek Show, and now like I'm kind of choosy with my roles these days. So, but I mean, like I'm Fuzzy Monkey Film family, so I can I sort of get like to like if I'm interested in something Brad's gonna do, I'll message Brad and be like, okay, what characters do we have? You know, can I see the script? And you know, he always lets me, you know, see a lot of stuff beforehand, so I'm very grateful for that. Um, and I kind of just kind of was like, you know, I might sit this one out. But then I was like, well, but then this is right when Cocaine Bear was blowing up and everything. So then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, you know, this might be a good train to ride on and, you know, jump on this train from the station. So I messaged Brad and he'd already almost fully cast the movie by now. And I was like, all right, what roles are left? You know, what can we do? He was like, well, do you want to play the drug dealer? And I said, yes. And then it just kind of became, you know, I was going to create, I went to town creating the character of Denny. Like my main inspiration was James Franco in Spring Breakers, you know, his character of Alien. And,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. It's so trashy and I love every minute of it. And so that was my main inspiration for that. And then I just, you know, and then like once I got on set and everything and you know, I got with Justin and it's just the two of us just, you know, we just feed off each other's energy and our quips and our sassy jokes and yeah, Justin was my rock on this movie. So but it was such a good time. I think this is the first time in any of Brad's movies that I did like a driving scene. So, and it was my car that I was driving. And I remember when we were shooting the scene where we get pulled over by the cops, I had to pull over on the side of this like dirt road, but it was like a very steep drop on the side of it. So I had to kind of nail that um place mark like every time. Otherwise, it would have went boom, 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 boom down the
Oh
hill.
yeah.
It was kind of scary, but
Oh yeah. Uh, I do want to tell you now. You know I'm a fan. I'm a fan, but there's now a second fan in my household as my wife has sat down and watched every movie that you've been in that we own,
everyone.
and we own a lot of them. So,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna fire one at you. Did you watch Respire?
Respire. You asked me that last time, and that's still the only one I haven't seen.
Oh man, oh dude, you got to see it. You got it. It's one of my favorite projects I've ever done. It's just and I'm not. I don't mean that in like a biased way. It's just such a cool story. And
Oh
you know,
yeah,
and that just shows the talent that director David A. Cross is, and you know, all of his movies, and like I just got you know, my favorite movie of his, and you know, I got it on a VHS copy of Ghost Watcher.
I got that on DVD.
Yeah, everybody should have Ghost Watcher on DVD. I mean, it's such a great movie to watch during Halloween, but man, like having a VHS, like it's got it's like the horror sticker on it, like that's
Oh yeah.
legit.
All right. Well, you pulled out a VHS, and I got some somewhere around here. Yep. One of my favorites that is hard. Excuse me. Sorry. One of my favorites that is hard to find and not on DVD. Little Witches.
Yes, I kind of got a bootleg of it, but I got a bootleg of it at Creature Feature weekend a couple years ago. When I saw that sitting there, I was like, "What? The Craft ripoff movie?" Yes, absolutely.
Oh
Plus, it's
yeah.
got that song in it, like "Who's Gonna Make It Rain," and I love that. I love that song. But
Oh yeah. uh, so I will say that my wife's favorite movies are like she loves dramas and comedies and
mhm.
romance, but she has found a love for Cocoon that surprised me.
No,
You
I'm
know,
honored, grateful.
she was like, we sat down and watched it, and she goes, "You've been keeping this from me?" I was like, "You don't watch horror movies?" She goes, "This is straight up what something. This is like she compared it to Killer Clowns as being one of her movies that she's going to go to all the time."
Wow, that's a big that's a big tent pole to stand on. No, no pun there intended, because it's
Oh yeah.
clowns and circus tent.
uh, But going into the new year, I'm excited. You made an announcement fairly recently. Oh, we're diving right in. uh, well, 20 minutes later, diving in, but still, Shriek Show is making a return.
Yes, it is finally happening. We announced it on Halloween morning, and that was obviously planned, but but it's finally happening. I've never been so excited to step back into a role as I have with the Ringmaster. And because I felt like when we did the first movie, Brad and I always kind of we always said, like, the Ringmaster story isn't done yet. The first movie was kind of like the appetizer. So, and then the second movie is going to be like the main course. And I can't tell too much about it, but it's going to be it takes I will say it takes place 5 years later. Because I mean it's and that is going to sync up with the timeline too, in real time too. So by the time we release it, but it'll be 5 years later, and the Ringmasters kind of become sort of like a folklore kind of urban legend, like Candyman-esque, like tall tale that like teenagers tell people and everything. Like, oh, there's this scary clown that lives out in the woods and everything. Well, thing is like, when we catch up with the Ringmaster, now this time we're bringing the Ringmaster to the suburbs.
Oh, okay.
So we're taking him out of the woods and we're bringing him to the nice, quiet, tree-lined streets of a very unsuspecting town, quiet town during their Halloween festival.
Okay. It's
So
uh so I'm very excited for that. Kind of when you first, because like you just said, you guys knew that the story wasn't over.
yeah.
But when you first came up with the idea of what you're coming up with for the story now, what was your first initial reaction once you started getting into the story and getting into like these characters and stuff like that, without spoiling anything, of course?
Well, I knew that we wanted to introduce like that sort of that he's become sort of this urban legend himself now. And the new characters that we follow, one of them, she does have a bit of a fear of clowns, ironically. But we also kind of wanted to make her like sort of blind to this urban legend, because she's fairly new to town. And
Okay.
it's kind of all explained to her during her friends are walking to the Halloween fair, and it's kind of like explained to her during this walk.
Oh yeah.
Um, and what's kind of funny is, I will say, what I can say is that when the characters meet the Ringmaster, they don't believe that it's him.
Oh,
They don't believe that it's the real guy or the real person. So, but you'll when the movie comes out, you'll see like how we kind of explain that and everything. But I will say, we do have one returning cast member from the first movie. And do you guys want to know who it is?
I
I
mean,
think you do.
there's part of me that's like yeah, then there's part of me that's like no, but I'm gonna go with yeah.
I mean, well, we are going to start making casting announcements like starting in January. So I'll give you just one. I'll give you just one. Our returning cast member is we are going to have Beverly Randolph back.
All right. Uh,
So she's very excited. I'm really excited to see what's going to go on with her character, because she's going to be the bridge between the first movie and the second movie. So,
oh yeah. Uh,
but all I'll say is that there's going to be a lot more Ringmaster in this one, like a lot more of him. So, I mean, you guys wanted more of him, so that's what we're going to give you. So,
oh yeah.
he's going to be kind of given a little bit of an upgrade in his look.
Okay.
And then Yeah, we're gonna just kind of see like what makes him so dangerous this time around. So and but we're all super excited about it. I'm already doing some pre-location scouting. I'm sending out emails to places and everything. So I'm trying to get this ball rolling, as soon as I can, and just I want to have everything ready to go. And hopefully the second movie is going to be super well received, because there might be a third one in there too.
Okay.
But that all
Hey,
depends on you. That all depends on you guys.
that's right. uh, I would like to say that from the last time that we spoke to this time, I have filmed my first movie. Not
I
there.
know you have, like, there's the poster right there. How did your production go?
Good.
Yeah, what good's fair. You can be honest, because it's indie film, and I feel good is a generous word.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you can indulge me for 1 minute, this was my first time writing, directing, first time being a major piece on a set. So as I was going, I was learning, but as I was learning, I was delivering more of a presence from everyone else other than just myself. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yes.
Like every single person played an integral part of the success of how we were able to finish a 2 hour film in 8 days.
Cool.
It was an undertaking, let me tell you, but it was still we got it done, and that's enough about me. But
No, no, promote.
you know, I do want to say though that we are going into part two. It's already got a full script. We sent out casting calls. There is a character loosely based off of like 5 different characters that I've seen in other movies. I can't say because I don't want to get sued. But no, I'm just playing. you
Well,
know,
you can have inspiration, as long as you don't copy their lines or their looks.
oh no, 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 no. Yeah, no. There's with your movies, there's I take away like different emotions.
Mhm.
Like we'll talk about Ringmaster.
Right. I'll always talk about the ringmaster. It's fine.
First go around, he was scary as hell, but he was also I kind of detected a hint of emotional damage in there too. Not
Okay, that's a
not
first. All right.
not for the ringmaster, but kind of like through his words, you knew that like he was things were being set up. I don't want to ruin it for the people who haven't seen it. So through his words, through his dialogue and just his movements, that to me has taken on a character of itself.
Okay.
And like I can sit there, I will never ever like my wife will come downstairs and if it's on, I won't stop it. She'll watch it too.
Oh,
She's
good.
a fan. But I don't know, I detected a lot of not detected, I watched it so many times. I felt every emotion watching this movie from happy to sad to even at one point you guys had me kind of the first time I was watching it, I got goosebumps.
Oh,
And I
excellent.
was
Well, I hope you're going to get like a lot more when you see him again.
I do gotta ask though, because you had a very particular hat and you had to
Yeah,
do your hair a very certain way. Uh, is that hat returning or is it something different?
it will be tucked up in the hat. Well, the thing is, it's like the ringmaster technically has short hair, like he doesn't have long hair. So we tried our best to light it and disguise it that I had all this hair pulled up in my hat. So yes, the hair will be up in the hat again. I still have that hat, and I'm gonna, it will be in the second movie. So, and it's actually like a little more worn this time, so it looks even better.
Okay, okay. Uh, so with part two, is the cast bigger? Because it was since you are now moving away from the woods and into the city. Because in part one, it was a small group,
Hmm.
uh, which was a phenomenal group. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna miss them this time around.
uh, so could we look forward to a bigger group, or do you
I'm
guys?
gonna say it's a bit of it's like a yes and a no. So it's like, I mean, obviously, with the ringmaster coming to stalk a town's Halloween festival, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a lot going on in the background, and a couple. We have like two major scenes where we're gonna have a lot of things happening, and there's gonna be a lot of like extras and everything. So. Um, but as far as our main cast, it's honestly, it's not as cool. Well, okay, I'll say this. Our main characters are there's like two chunks of main characters,
Okay,
and but they don't know each other.
that sounds interesting.
So yeah, you guys will see when it comes out. But yeah, I thought it'd be kind of cool to have like a couple strangers kind of equally encountering this painted up freak at the same time. So, but I just finished it Welcome to Derry, and oh my God, I tell you what, it was the shot of adrenaline I needed for to jump back into the role of the ringmaster. Because
Oh yeah,
Pennywise is my favorite clown, and just like, man, oh man, I this whole season was incredible, especially that last episode. There was a surprise cameo at the very end of the episode, and it just made me scream. So I'm just so I'm I
oh
so
yeah,
anybody that has not watched Welcome to Dairy yet, get in there and do it.
oh yeah. Like it was really good. You know,
Yeah,
my I can't even say like I have a favorite episode because it seemed to up itself every episode.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But there was a moment in the last episode. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit emotional. Uh,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, that
just
last
sit.
one was pretty choking.
Oh yeah. uh, but speaking of clowns, someone asked me. I actually have a fan question for you.
Oh, okay. Well, let's
Uh,
hear it.
someone asked if you would ever revisit Fair of Clowns.
It's so wild that you say that because so the director Kevin Kangas, he's been posting on his social media lately all these files of production stills from when we shot Fear of Clowns 2. And it'll be 20 years since we shot it this coming year. So, because it was released in '07. So we shot it in '06. And just to see myself and in like the character clothes and like this horrible wig I was wearing, and but just I just remember how excited I was because that was my first horror movie,
Yep.
and that was the first, like, the largest role I had at the time, and I owe Kevin a lot for that movie and just helping me get in there. And but now, like, these photos are resurfacing, and I'm just like, wow, it's really like, no, 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 it's not been 20 years. No, it's not. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sharing some of those. So I'm collecting a lot of photos from the past now, so I'm planning on sharing them throughout the year, this coming year. So,
Oh yeah.
but would I ever revisit it? Well, for those who haven't seen Fear of Clowns 2, which you've had 20 years to watch it, so you have no excuse. But it's on Tubi. But I would love to come back. I don't know if I would be able to come. I wouldn't be able to come back as the same character. But I mean, if Kevin ever wrote a third movie, and I of course I would absolutely be on board if he wanted me.
Oh yeah, it's because when I posted, a couple days ago that you were going to be back on, I leave it. I do the post so then people can send in questions if they want,
Mhm.
and that was the number one question. That was like bam right there. I was like,
Well, wow, fear of clowns too, of all things.
well, the thing about it is your portrayal of clowns to me, my personal opinion, is the modern day Tim Curry.
Wow. Wow. I'll take that. Tim's one of my idols. He always has been. I get compared to him all the time. So, but
It's
I mean, it's an honor. It's a true honor. So I really appreciate that.
yeah. Uh, but you got some other things coming up, so let's give a little bit of some sunshine to those. Uh, there's there's one I'm definitely going to talk about last.
Okay.
But let's kind of go into you guys Shiver Slaying All Night. You play a missing person.
I've never played a missing person, but I mean, but that was just a little something that I picked up last minute. But I know some of my friends are in that movie as well. So, and I wanted to support the project, and I saw the window was open to be a missing person, and hanging in the ski lodge and everything. I'm like, you know what? Here, like I'll put the producer side of me. I'm like, I'll support this film. I'll put a little in the pot. So that's. But I'm excited to see how it's going to go. I mean, I wish I could have had a larger role, but by the time I found out about that project, they had already fully cast it. So sorry.
Oh yeah. Uh, we talked a little bit, about a specific movie not too long ago. Uh, One I'm very fond of, like outside of your ringmaster character. To me, I've seen this character in multiple movies. We're going to talk about Denny. Now, I don't know if we're
Are we
allowed
going
to.
back to Denny again?
Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this because I don't know if it's been announced yet. But I will say that that character. So we'll kind of dodge. I don't want to get you or anybody in trouble. We'll dodge that question. But I will say the character of Denny. No one else could have pulled that character off.
Oh, well, thank you. I tell you, I had a blast playing him. It's Oh my gosh. And it's a lot of it, and a lot of our lines were, a lot of them, like the banter between Justin and I were a lot of it was improv. And that's one great thing about, if anybody that works with Brad Twigg is like he's very open to letting actors do some improv and everything. Because sometimes you get those directors that are like, no, it's my way or the highway. But but I feel like a little bit of improv is fun because sometimes you get a script and there's not things that you totally would agree with on it. So, and that's the cool thing about Brad is Brad is very very open to that.
Oh yeah. Uh you got another one coming out called Heartbreaker. You play Antoine.
So that what I can say about Heartbreaker is that movie. I don't want to give too much away because Brad will probably shoot me, but that movie is getting kind of like a major revamp, so to say.
Okay.
It's going to go through a title change, and it's going to go through some new scenes and everything. Like that's really all I can say about it. But I do know my scenes from that we filmed are going to be in the movie, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was a fun day on set. It was just one day of shooting, and Brad hit me up and was like, would do you want to he's like, "Do you want to come out and do this role? Be kind of like a little like surprise, sort of like a unofficial like crack hood shriek show kind of like reunion and everything." I was like, "Of course." So
Oh yeah. Uh, so I kind of want to go over because we didn't really talk too much last time about your performance side in being a merman.
oh yeah, wow, you're right. We didn't really get into the merman stuff.
So if it's okay with you, can we talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely.
Uh, so I will say that you're you're not the first person I know that is a mer person. There's a couple
No,
other
I'm of
people.
course, of course I'm not, but we have
uh,
taken over.
but when I first found out about that side of modeling and just kind of
Hmm.
that part of that industry, I didn't know too much about it. I was just like, there's people who do this. And then when I started kind of doing my research and everything like that, there is a lot of people doing this.
Yeah.
So kind of walk us into how you got into that and just like what is keeping you going forward and like continuing to do it because the pictures that I've seen, you look so freaking happy.
Yeah.
And I will say that your tails are always colorful.
Yes. All right. Let's do it. Let's take that trip to Atlantis. All right. So I remember specifically the year that I discovered the mermaid business. It was 2011. I had just gotten back from filming something in LA, and I was like, I'd probably say that was my busiest year for acting and movies and everything. So I just got back from that, and I was thinking, I'm like, "Ooh, I think I'm going to take a little breather here." So I've been going pretty hard the past year. So, and then I've grown up on the Chesapeake Bay my whole life. Like I've gone to Ocean City and Rehoboth Beach my whole life, every year. And I love the ocean so much. I was always that kid that was the last one to get out of the ocean, and I would sit in my bathtub forever until it was cold, playing with like sharks and dolphins and boats and everything. And like I wasn't ever allowed to have. I really wanted an Ariel doll when I was a kid because back then when they were making Ariel dolls, like them dolls were like legit. But I was never allowed to have one in ancient history. So, but good thing about adulting, now you can get all that stuff by yourself. I just got my first vintage Ariel doll, still in the box. Thank you,
That's
eBay. Um, but anyway, so and I remember I was randomly on YouTube and I typed in just the word mermaid. And I've grown up with Splash. Splash was my favorite mermaid movie. I saw it when it came on TV when I was a kid, and I still to this day remember watching it for the first time. And I remember like it would say, and now back to Splash. And it had the Splash logo, and there was like a splash sound effect, but they had animated the logo because the logo has like with the S, it has a fishtail on the end of it. And like
yeah.
the fishtail was like moving like that. And and I just remember seeing Splash and just being so mesmerized by Daryl Hannah, just how realistic she looked as a mermaid. And still to this day, she's the most realistic, believable looking mermaid.
Oh yeah.
And but anyway, getting to my point, so I randomly looked up mermaid and I saw this video of this woman, this beautiful blonde tan woman. She had a sequin tail, um, and she was swimming with humpback whales. And I was like, what is this? And like the woman's name is Hannah Fraser. She's a friend of mine, all these years later. So and I went down this rabbit hole and I started looking up, I researched this and this community, and there was this whole community. It was very, very small at the time. This was in 2011. So, but I just there was just these performers and artists that had tails. and there were many different levels to it. Like there was people that did gigs, and there was people that did events, and there was people that did seminars and everything. But one thing I noticed was that there was really no male representation in the community. I mean, and I'm not claiming to be the first merman there ever was. Like somebody like I did an article about 10 years ago, and they twisted my words around a little bit and made it seem like that, and I got a little bit of flack from that. I was like, no, 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 pump the brakes here. That's not what I said. But there were mermen. There were mermen, but a very small handful. And but there were no mermen doing what these pioneer women of the business were doing, like Hannah Fraser, Mermaid Linden. Um, there was no mermen doing these things, like really taking it to those heights that these amazing women were doing. So I decided, I was like, okay, so I have a field, a background in the entertainment business. I have a background in the ocean. I studied marine biology in school and everything. So I want to be that male representative. I want to be that public figure that, little boys that were afraid to admit that they liked mermaids or they would get made fun of. Like I wanted to be that figure that little boys could see me and say, "Oh, wow, there's Merman Christian doing this. He's not afraid to do this at all."
Oh yeah.
So and I decided I was going to create like what I was going to look like as a merman. Like I'm obsessed with coral reefs and tropical water. I love it to death. I wish I lived on an island. Um and I was like, so I knew I wanted to have all my tails be tropical colored. Like that was going to be my shtick. And like Daryl Hannah and Splash, like her dorsal fin on the back that runs along the back of her tail, it's like a feathery kind of flowy tattered motion, and I knew I wanted to have that on my tail. And so I made my first tail. I made it out of neoprene, so which is scuba material for your wetsuits. And I made the fluke. I won't tell you what I made it out of because that's my little secret, and it will stay my secret. um and then I just really put myself out there. And even before I had the tail, I created a Facebook page, and I was promoting ocean conservation and everything. And then in August of 2013, I went to my first mermaid convention. And even by the time I got to this convention, I remember being at the check-in at the convention. This was down in Tampa, and I remember them saying, they're like, "Oh, you're Christian. Oh, so word around here this weekend is you're the merman to beat here." I was like, "Oh shit." Well, I've only been at this for a year, but that's really good to know. And then, but now, like, here I am. 2026, ironically, is going to be my 13th year
Yeah.
because that's the name of the Merman Disney movie, which is it's one of my favorites. Like, I have it on DVD. So, but yeah, 13 years later, and I've done a lot in my career as a merman, and I'm still going strong, thank God. um but one thing that I will cherish though is basically like going back to, being that image for young people of all walks of life, of all races, of all identities and everything. Is that I've gotten so many emails and messages from people all over the world just telling me their stories and saying just they saw me do this thing and how much I inspired them. Like I inspired them to join, like create like a beach cleanup, or I inspired them to take swimming lessons and they've never swam before. And it's those messages and, the amazing friends that I've surrounded myself in the community that keep me going. And I remember, I remember I was at a convention last year, and I brought a friend of mine. He had never been to a mermaid convention, and Well, I was off doing something else and he was out in the bar area at the venue, like hanging out with some of my friends and everything. And I remember I met back up with him and he told me, and he was just like, I need to talk to you after we get back home. He said, because I don't think you're fully aware of how much respect you have in this business. Because I don't really sit and think about that stuff. I got too many things going on. So, um, but he told me, he was just like, the amount of people that have come up to me and approached me and just said how much you've done in this business and how many doors you've broken down for people and how many, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like some arrogant prick here, but just like, because sometimes, here we are a decade later, and sometimes I struggle with that. Like, I'll admit it. Like, do people still care what I have to say or what I have to do or the message I'm trying to promote?
Yeah.
And just to hear that, like that verification from an outside perspective, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it made me have beer tears at the bar on my birthday, no less.
Oh,
Yeah, but it just felt so good to just know that, when you don't stop and think about that stuff hardly at all, and it's just to hear it though, it's just really hit you there. And but yeah, I'm not slowing down anytime soon in that community, and I have things planned out for the next like 10 years. So whoa.
so I do want to go in a little bit and talk to you about the award that you will be getting. So this is not just something I've created. This is something that a group of us have sat down and talked about because
Ooh,
there are more people than just me behind the scenes doing the NC-17 awards.
I have wondered that, by the way. Who votes on
You
these things?
know, well, there's actually, believe it or not, there's someone who's well respected in the independent scene that is going to be helping decide the winners this time.
Oh
So,
wow.
but with that award specifically, I told them all because they asked me, like who would be best for this award. I was like, go watch all my interviews, choose one. I had no say in it whatsoever.
Oh, and they picked me, and wow, I was picked. Oh my God.
Well, see, the thing is, they sat through about not all of them because it's well over 200, but they sat through about 30 different interviews and they chose different ones, all of which I respect everybody who's ever been on this show. And it's nothing against anybody else.
Hmm.
They chose you. And they told me that it was a general consensus. It was around the board. And they said because they felt in our interview, they felt your passion, your love for arts, not just movies, but you're a humble, genuine person. Their words, that's what they told me to relate to you.
Well, I'm touched, really, like that when I saw that I was the recipient of that, like it just made my entire day so much better.
Yeah.
And I truly am honored. Thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome. And for everyone who's going to see this later on today, the winners of everything else will be announced on December 28th at 8 p.m. on a live, either Facebook or YouTube, one of the two. But you actually will be receiving an award, like an
Like a
actual plaque.
physical award. Oh God.
It will be looking something like this.
Oh boy. Ooh.
So uh, I mean, yours it'll probably be a little bit different because it's like a different kind of award. But
Right, right.
we, as a whole, with NC-17, that's people who work with the awards, the production side of things, just everything.
Hmm.
We want to put everyone in the forefront, and in doing so, we appreciate everybody who's helping us by just agreeing to come on a show. Read a line for a movie.
Yeah.
So we want to pay back to everyone. It's not just a group of people that we know because there's people who've been nominated I don't even know. So, it's, but for you specifically, when they said you, I felt one of the best moments I've ever had with this show was when we did our actors studio.
Oh God. Well, you know what? You got to do it now. You got to do that with other people too, because I loved it. That was great.
Oh, trust me, I got about 4 or 5 people in the next couple months that I definitely will be doing that with. You know, but when you can, and now this is going to be the moment where I praise you because I do that with every show. When you can move an entire audience with a hello, when you can move an entire audience or just a group of people with the how you doing, you have done something that most people set out to do that sometimes will never reach. The respect that not only you have for both sides of the entertainment world that you're in, the respect that you have from everyone. Because I've spoken to other actors, actresses, producers, directors. If your name is mentioned, it's nothing but respect.
Oh man.
You know, and the best compliment I've heard about you is you give back even when you have very little for yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so my hat's off to you. It's nothing but respect. We've had multiple conversations, and I'm a fan, but ultimately, I don't consider you just another actor, something like that. I consider you personally. If I talk to you more than 5 times, you're my friend.
Yeah. Oh
So,
no, we have our late night chats once in a while.
oh yeah. But that was my segment of praising you. So we'll get back into the fun stuff now. you know, uh, so where do you want to be in your movie career 10 years from today?
Oh God. Well, let's see here. I where I would like to be, I would like to be, I would like to have been on some talk shows. Like I like there's talk shows I would specifically love to be on.
Oh yeah.
Um, like I definitely would love to be. I would love to be a guest on Hot Ones
Okay. Okay.
because I just like I'm just curious as to what my reaction would be when I would get to wing number 8, the bomb. So because that's the one that gets everybody, and I would love to be a guest on that show. I would just and I would also love to be like a guest on like Nat Geo, like with ocean conservation. Movie wise, I would like to have been in an action movie. I would like to have been in a sci-fi movie. I haven't done one of those yet. I would love to have done it or be in the like on the way to doing it. I think I mentioned this last time I was on here. I've always wanted to play like a rags to riches country western singer in a biopic. So I think I said Alan Jackson is my preferred person.
Yep.
Um, I would love to have done that. I would love to, still I would love to be getting booked to conventions and having lines as big as Robert England's at conventions, to meet the ringmaster and me being the one in the like have to put the for the costume photo op and everything. And I would love to have to that's where I would like to be. And Shriek Show, and I would like to look back and like Shriek Show 2 was blown up. Like that was the one that blew us up and far bigger than Crackoon. And now like we've done like Shriek Show 3 and maybe a 4. I mean, who knows?
Oh yeah.
I love this character and I'd love to take him far. Not too far to the point of exhaustion. So like, I mean, speaking of Robert Englund, I mean, look what happened to Freddy by the time they got to Nightmare 5. Like it was done for a couple movies until the amazingness that is Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Agreed.
Um, but yeah, that's where I would like to be. I may and maybe have worked with some people I look up to in the industry. Like I would love to work with like Hilary Swank. I
Hmm.
would love to. I mean, my idol is Anthony Hopkins, but he's just so humongous, and so I don't know if I'd ever get there. But yeah, like I said, I'd love to work with like Hilary Swank. I'd love to work with Bill Skarsgård.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would
Ooh.
love to have at least met Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's where I want to be in 10 years.
I can see it now. Pennywise versus the Ringmaster.
Oh my God. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's two pretty pretty psychotic entities coming together there, but I don't know. I mean, Pennywise is an OG, so I don't Pennywise might be able to take me out. We'll see.
uh, I do want to say that your career from way back when to now, leaps and bounds of just awesomeness. I mean, I'm going to say, everyone, if you haven't seen the interview we did way back in March, please go back. We talk about every single one of his movies he was in. We praise every single one of his movies he was in that I've seen. But your career, I don't see stalling anytime soon.
I hope so. I would like to direct a movie one day. Like it's in the I'm trying to manifest it. So I at least have started the process of it on paper.
Oh yeah.
So
There's there's so many. I'm not going to go into a big tyrant, but I will say there are so many few positives in this industry right now. You
yeah.
are a beacon of light.
Oh gosh, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But I do have one request that my wife asked. I don't know if you do it, but she said before we end the show, which we're coming to the end of the show, can you do the Denny voice and say anything? That was her, not me, bro.
Oh man.
Her name's
Um,
Lauren. If you just want to say hello, Lauren, or something.
oh gosh. Well, I gotta think about this because I I I don't have my like I'd have to pop in my Denny grill. That's partially how Denny talks. So it like it adds to the character. But I'll tell you what, I will let me find it and I will make a personalized video for Lauren
All right.
and
I,
I'll send it to you.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. She again, she became a real big fan. Like once I mentioned Step Up, she was like, I'm sold. But then when I was like, well, he does a lot of horror, she was like, I was like, trust me, you're good.
Oh wow, step up. Phew, that's gonna be 20 years old right along with me next year. And I don't even think I've watched Step Up in probably 20, almost 20 years. So I might have to it might be time for a little rewatch there on next year.
Oh yeah. Uh, but we are coming to the near the end of the show. I do want to give you a chance to give advice to anybody who
Oh
wants to get
man.
into the industry, whether it be modeling, acting, directing, whichever. And
Okay.
just anything you would like to say to the fans out there, because trust me, they're out there.
Well, guys, what I will say is for anyone that's looking to get into the business, I will just say it's not going to be easy. It is never an easy ride. And okay, so I got the best advice from a very well-known horror icon, and that is Miss Adrienne Barbeau. When I was it was probably like my second year of starting out in the entertainment business, and she gave me advice when I met her, and I said, Adrian, I've grown up with your films. I said, you're a big inspiration to me. I'm sure you get that all the time, but this is just one more to add to the pot. what advice could you give somebody that's looking to break into this business? And she said, well, and I remember she took my hand and she said, well, Chris, let me tell you. She said, when I was first starting out, I did not have an agent for a very long time, like years. And she said, but it is not necessarily a requirement. She said, what I did was, she said it may seem arrogant, but she said, just promote the hell out of yourself. She said, get your name out there, send emails, send, message productions, just do whatever you can. I mean, she's like, you're going to get shot down. It's going to happen. She said, but just don't let it break you. And she said it, and just don't if you truly love it, don't give up because you're going to go through years where you're going to have a lot of great successes. And then you're going to have years where you're going to have horrible ones. She said, but if you stick to it because you love it and you keep going, eventually it is going to come back to you full circle. And then all of these great things are just going to start happening back to back to back. And then you're going to that's when you're on your way finally. So and that's I mean, I'm going to share that advice with everybody. Just, don't give up on it. Don't feel like you have to have like the top-notch headshots there is or anything. Just check around with some of your local casting agencies, and you don't, like I said, you don't have to have an agent. Just create a social media page to promote your work, and just start there. And always, whenever you're on a production, keep your connections with these people, with everybody you work with, whether it be directors, crew, cast, producers. Just build a relationship with them. Don't be fake about it because they can sniff that a mile away. And you don't want to be fake to yourself. You want to be true to yourself. So just don't forget the people that you have that bond with and you make those connections with.
Oh
And
yeah.
just keep going. I mean, guys, it took me almost 20 years to finally get to be a special guest at horror conventions, and now I'm behind the table and I'm signing the photos and the posters and everything, and it's such a wonderful feeling knowing that that's something I've always wanted to do, and it took me almost 2 decades to do it, but I'm finally doing it now. So you
Oh
know
yeah.
and anybody that wants to be a mer person, I say get that tail and go for it, but don't be don't be stupid about it. Do your practice in the pool, start with a monofin, and then work up to a tail.
Oh yeah. Because those things can be heavy.
Yes, but we have a lot of amazing fabric tails now because fabric tails have made one hell of a comeback in the industry. So,
Oh yeah. Uh, so I want to share one of my favorite movies with you because you mentioned Hilary Swank. Now,
yes.
my favorite movie that she has ever done. Everyone's like $1 Million Baby, good, but no, boys don't cry.
I yes, that's what put Hillary Swank on on the map for me. And I remember when Boys Don't Cry came out, and I just remember like when I first saw it, and I wanted to know who was playing Brandon Tina. And when it said Hillary Swank, I was like, Hillary Swank, Hillary Swank. I know that name. And then I clicked. I was like, oh my God, the next Karate Kid.
Yep.
That's her. And and a Party of Five also. And just like when I saw her in that movie, one thing about that movie that I admire is that I saw it was referred to as a dangerous movie. And some art like news article I read, and it's not wrong. It's completely accurate. It's just that movie is so realistic. And even the actors, as big of the actresses they had in that movie, it's just, they dove so far into these roles of these real people. It's just like you forget that you are actually watching these. Like you forget you're watching Peter Sarsgaard and Chloe Sevigny and Hilary Swank. It's just you don't see them. You see the people, the real people. And from that moment on, like I knew I was just like have nothing but respect for this woman, and I would love to meet her one day. Like I would love to be on a talk show one day, and then they asked me this question, like who would if you could go like get a margarita with or go to McDonald's with right now, who would you go with? I'd be like, oh, probably go with like Hillary Swank and or like Jennifer Lawrence or somebody. And then like Hillary Swank's like hiding behind me and like I turn around and I would have like a big huge ugly cry. So but yeah. She's one of the many people I idolize in the business. And one of my favorite people in the world was the late great John Ritter.
Oh yeah.
Like he was my inspiration for physical comedy, and I'm dying to do a physical comedy. So I've only done two comedies, but none of which were like I had like a major role in them. So I would love to do a physical comedy or like be on a sitcom one day. So
Hey, don't
oh
stop
god.
going. You know. Uh, so I want to give you the floor to plug your socials where people can or cannot reach out to you. It's entirely up to you. Where they can see your films and kind of just where they can follow your journey into the future with movies and Merman and just anything you want to
All
say.
right, well, let's go to it. All right, guys. So you can find me on Instagram under merman_Christian. I post a lot of merman stuff on there, but lately the past couple years I've posted more horror stuff. I post movie announcements that I have coming up on there too. You can also follow my merman page on Facebook as well. You can follow me on IMDb to see what projects I have coming up. And I'm actually thinking about making a separate Instagram for just the acting perspective of it. So I know I've had people tell me I need to do that. But yeah, that's where you guys can find those things. A lot of my work is you can find on Tubi, on Amazon Prime, on Plex. I mean, look, Halloween's forever, so you guys, Shriek Show 2 is on the way, officially on the way now. So you guys get on that Tubi and watch the first movie
Oh yeah.
and catch up because that's just the little salt of the Ringmaster in the first movie. You're gonna get a whole lot more next time around.
Oh yeah. Uh, well, my friend, it has been an honor, a privilege, and
Agreed.
I want to thank you for coming on and always being an awesome person just in general, but you're always an awesome. We have great conversations. I'm not even gonna lie. you know, uh, we went a little bit different this time. You
No,
know?
that's fine. I mean, we need different. It can't always be the same thing.
Oh yeah.
So I keep
Uh,
things fresh in the mermaid community. I change my image and my message like every few years. So
oh yeah. So I want to say I'm definitely going to be checking out Streak Show 2. You know this. Uh, but I will officially be asking and hoping and praying that one day we do get to work together.
I would absolutely love that.
You know, uh, how I don't know. We'll talk about that. But
We gotta manifest. Gotta manifest.
oh yeah. But you did say that a biopic you would like to portray is Alan Jackson. So I'm going to end this show on one of just something he says in one of his songs out of respect
Okay.
for you. Everybody, don't rock the jukebox. Later.